good morning, good evening, good afternoon, hello, whatever, wherever you are. I'm in Japan. My name is Language-Enthusiast. I'm living somewhere in Japan. I'm not telling you where I live, but this is where the weather is cloudy. It was raining until a little bit ago. The weather is going to be better today. And yesterday it was raining all day long. Did you hear my recording I did yesterday? I don't think so. I don't think anyone will ever listen to my recording, but that's okay. That's totally okay, because this is I always say this, like this sound. Okay, I'll have to put more attention to. I will have to pay more attention to this sound so that I can get used to it. Where was I? Yeah. Yesterday's video, but I don't think anyone ever listened to my videos because one of my dogs is sneezing now. It happens to him so often these days, though. I wonder why. I wonder what makes him sneeze like that. I don't know. And by the way, yesterday was the day for me to go to my hospital for my 2-year follow-up checkup after my rectal cancer operation, which I had back in 2022. Luckily, my cancer was pretty early, incipient. Is it okay? Incipient stage, and I didn't need to do any anti-drug medication, treatment or whatsoever. I was so lucky. And yesterday, it was raining all day long. It was raining pretty heavily. And I went to the hospital all by myself. I drove there. And the hospital was pretty old, like older than 50 years. But they rebuilt their buildings when I was a kid. But it's been about 40 years ever since, and the buildings are getting older and older, and they decided to rebuild their buildings last year. They started rebuilding refurbishing their buildings last year, and it's in the middle of doing it. I mean, the construction is ongoing. And so part of their buildings are under construction, which can be troublesome for people who come to the hospital. But I really hope that the construction finishes as early as possible. But it's good. It's good that their buildings will be newer, will be cleaner, and it's a very important part of our life, because we need to go to hospitals from time to time, right? As you get older, the more opportunities you might have to go to a hospital, right? And the hospital is pretty close to my house. It's easy for me to go to the hospital because it's pretty close from my house, and it's very big. It's one of the famous, well-equipped I don't know how to say this, very new and sophisticated and updated, and I can't remember this word in mind. I can say it in Japanese, but I can the English equivalent word won't come out of my mouth, won't be even in my mind though. It's sophisticated, it's new, and it's like Apple, right? The company which makes iPhone and iPad. It's very, I don't know, it's very 最先端の ear in Japanese. 最先端の I don't know how to say that. Let me check it on the internet dictionary. Sorry. No. It's the keyboard is not Japanese, so I have to change it to Japanese in the first place to begin with. 最先端の Okay, let me check. Cutting edge, right? Most advanced. Front line. State of the art. Yes, that's what I wanted to say. Okay. My hospital, located close to my house, is one of the front lines, one of the state of the art hospitals in this region, and I'm happy that I chose the hospital when I had to have my rectal cancer operation. I chose the hospital by myself when I had been asked by another doctor who checked my rectum for the first time. It was in May or early June. I forgot exactly when. Maybe that was in May, the year 2022. I was having trouble about my stool. There was some blood in my stool, and I noticed it for the first time back in January, back in 2022, the very beginning of the year 2022. And at first I was misunderstood it, or I tried to believe that I was not having anything serious. So I just ignored it. But even later, that was still happening, and which made me begin to worry about it. But I still ignore it. I kept ignoring it for the next 5 months without, even though I began to realize that it might be something serious going on in my body, but I tried to let it go. But in May, in that year, I began to feel a bit scary about it and decided to go to a local clinic to have it checked. And I told the doctor back then, I went to the first hospital in my neighborhood, and that was a pretty large hospital, big hospital institution for a local one. And I told the doctor that I have been having a bloody stool for the last 5 months or so, and the doctor said that they would give me a camera test. I don't know how to call it. They put a tube, this kind of tube with a camera at the end. And even though I was not prepared for it, when I usually take this kind of test officially, we have to stop eating the day before, right? To prepare for that kind of inspection. But the doctor was thinking about doing it lightly. It's not a proper test. And the doctor just wanted to see what's going on in my rectum. So he just needed to put the camera, not deeply, but very, shallow. I don't know how to say it in English, but I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. And he put the camera, and I was not prepared. I was scared. I was uncomfortable, but I had to do it anyway. And back into the examination room, I was, and the doctor told me that I should take the proper test as soon as possible, which made me really, really scared, even more scared. And their schedule was pretty full at that time, in May and in June. But just one day, they had one day that would allow me to take the test. So they recommended the day, and I accepted it, their offer. And I was given some instructions for the examination, something that I would have to do before the test, prepare for it, like that I was told not to eat anything before. On that day, to take the checkup, and in order to do that, I would have to stop eating until I would have to finish eating until by 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock p.m. the day before. And on that day, I cannot drink water. I can't eat anything, of course, because I was going to take 2 tests. One is for my stomach and the other is for my bowel. And for both tests, we cannot eat anything. Our stomach has to be empty totally. And I was given such an instruction. And also, I got some medicine to take out all the stool in my bowel by the time I would take the test. But not entirely, okay. I was given a kind of a very little bottle of medicine that I would take the night before, so that it would be easy for me to get out of my stool, stool, in my bowel, because when I take the test, my bowel should be empty, totally empty. But I would have to take the, another medicine, I don't know how to say this. Can I check it? Can I look it up on the English dictionary? Online dictionary, so that I can understand what I should say in English, okay? Gezai in Japanese. Okay, let me check. it won't move. Medicine for loosening the bowels. Is it okay? It's redundant, or it's made of some words. Cathartic, laxative. I don't know how to use this word. Purgative, laxative abuse. Oh no, cathartic use, laxative use, misuse of laxatives. Okay, this I had to drink another medicine, another liquid to loosen my bowels. Is it okay to loosen my bowels? And I was going to take that medicine. I mean, it's liquid like juice. Okay, it's transparent, a little bit white, but almost transparent, and they add a lot of water to the medicine to weaken it so that it's easier for us to drink. And anyway, we have to drink lots of water to when we lose our bowels using that medicine liquid. And so we have to drink lots of water with the medicine. So that is why they mix the medicine with lots of water, like more than 1 liter of water. And I was going to take the medicine on the examination day. But can you guess what happened to me then? I didn't go to the hospital on that day. I called them to cancel it, of course, because it's more polite, right? We have to tell them that we are not coming, at least, right? Because I didn't want to give them any more trouble. Just deciding not to come to the hospital at the last minute was already a big trouble for them, and I wouldn't want to do it, actually, but I had to do it because I was so scared. I was so scared to find out that I might be having a cancer. I might be having cancer in my bowel, because just after they checked my bowel with the camera lightly, the doctor told me that I might be having cancer. And in such a case, they should check my bowel more probably as soon as possible. And what he said made me scared the most, because it happened the very first time in my life. I never thought that I would have cancer. So I was really, really scared. I was too scared to go to the hospital. And I canceled it. I canceled the checkup. Even though I took the medicine the night before to help loose my bowels. But I thought that that was a total lie. And everybody involved this matter was telling a lie to deceive me. Yeah, I was serious. I was really serious. This shows how scared and how crazy I was back then, because I didn't want to believe that this was happening to me. This kind of tragedy was happening to me. It was totally unbelievable. And I canceled their examination, telling them that I might be having a coronavirus. And they told me that it was okay if I had coronavirus. I came down with COVID-19 because they're hospital, right? It's hospital. They could treat me, right? That's where we go when we have, for example, COVID-19, right? So they wouldn't mind. And they suggested that I come, but I refused. I turned their offer because I didn't want to go. I was too scared. I couldn't believe anything. I thought that everybody was trying to deceive me. And but after that, there was blood still in my stool. But I tried to forget it. And one day, I had this hunch. Is that okay? Hunch. And I thought that I might go to the hospital to check this condition once again. And I chose another hospital, of course, because I couldn't go back to that hospital anymore because I was too rude to them. I was impolite. I did something wrong to them. I was guilty. So I decided not to go to the same hospital, but instead I chose another hospital, which is pretty far away from my house. It's in the same city, but I had to take an expressway to get there because it's pretty far away. But I chose that hospital because I saw their Google reviews and it said really good. It had so many 5 stars and people were saying something good about the hospital. It was convincing enough for me to choose that hospital. But later on, I became skeptical about the reviews though. Okay, it's gonna be a long story, so I'm not going to refer to it at the moment though. Okay, and then I asked them to check my bowel. And the schedule was pretty full, so I had to wait about 2 weeks or so. And on the examination day, I went there. I couldn't use my car to go there because I was going to do the examination under the anesthesia. I mean, it's a very simpler one. It's a simpler one. It's not general anesthesia. They just let me put me sleep while the examination. But still, when I wake up, I cannot drive because it's like I'm drunk. I might be, it's like I were drunk. So people who use that kind of anesthesia, it's a I forgot the name. It is used. I mean, when they use the anesthesia, I don't know, the medicine, they they inject it into our vein, I forgot. Okay. And when they do it, you get sleepy. And even though you might be awake and you might realize what is happening, but you somehow forget all about it, how painful it was. You tend to forget everything after you wake up. Okay, so it's comfortable for you to take those examination because thanks to the anesthesia. And okay, I didn't go there by my car because of this. And after the examination, after I woke up, the doctor gave me some explanation about the results of the examination. And I was told that I had a 3 centimeter, I don't know, big one, I don't know how to say this. Shuyo in Japanese. Let me check. My dog is in my way, in my vision, block my vision. Shuyo. Alright. Let me check. Growth. Tumor. Yes, tumor. Yes, I knew that word. They found out that I had 3 centimeter tumor in my bowel, in my rectum, and but they can't give me an operation because it's just a local clinic. So they had to introduce me some other bigger hospitals, larger hospitals, to have an operation. And they actually asked me, where is there, if there is any hospitals I had in mind, and I chose this hospital. Yes, this is what I wanted to talk about in the beginning, to begin with. It took a while for me to finally come back to where I was. Okay, and I went to the hospital yesterday, even though it was raining heavily, because I had to go there to have my 2-year follow-up examination. And I saw the doctor in person, and he told me that there was nothing wrong at the moment in my body, and I was relieved. The doctor is a very good-looking guy in his probably early 40s, early 30s, I don't know which, but he's very popular among nurses. Okay, and I was relieved, and I video shot myself while talking about how I felt after the 2-year follow-up examination. And it's a documentary. I just put my iPhone in front of me in my car in the parking lot of the hospital just after I came back from the my appointment with my doctor. And I was relieved back then, and I talked a lot for about 25 minutes. It's difficult of me. Once I start talking, I can't stop talking, and I'm not always to the point. I often go off on a tangent, and I change the subject very often, and I often forget what I was talking. So it's a kind of messy video, but it's documentary, so why not? I just let it go, and I already uploaded the video even after 2 hours. I mean, it was only 2 hours after I videotaped it. I did a little bit of editing. I didn't add any music to the video because, for one thing, it can be annoying. I mean, if the video has some music, background music, it can be annoying to people who are watching it. Because some people prefer videos without background music, right? And for me, it was easier because I didn't have to pick up music, and it takes time to choose the right music for the video, the section. I don't like to put the same music for the entire video repeatedly because it can be really annoying. It can be troublesome. Like I said somewhere in my previous videos, as a viewer, I really love videos without background music because in this way I can practice my guitar while watching the video, for one thing. And some people who make videos don't care much about the sound quality and how the music they chose will what kind of impression the music they chose would give us. I mean, some people who make videos are not very particular about music in the first place, and they chose any music that they find okay, and they use the same music for the entire video, back to back, endlessly, repeatedly. It means that even though you are just watching the video, if the video comes with some background music, you automatically, or I don't know how to say this, without realizing it, you are listening to the music, of course, right? And sometimes the music can be a good, I don't know how to say this. It can be a very good effect, right? If the scene can be very sad and you can hear the sad music, it makes the scene even more dramatic, right? And if the scene is very, very, enthusiastic, and the music also enthusiastic, and it makes the scene even more enthusiastic, right? It can be a very good effect, but what if you can hear the same music endlessly, back to back, in a row, endlessly, continuously, to the end? It makes you crazy, right? And I can't put up with this the most. It's my pet peeves. And so that's why it's safer for us not to put any background music to the video. And I usually want to put some background music because I'm a music person and I'm particular with music, and I'm not sure about people's preferences. So I can be a bit selfish to choose the music that I like or love. But it's fun, actually. As a person who makes my own videos, it's fun to choose what kind of music is suitable for this scene, or this music can be better for this scene, or just thinking about it and while choosing all those music is pure fun. Okay, I really enjoy doing this process. But I didn't do it yesterday because I really wanted to upload a video as soon as possible because it should be fresh. It's documentary. And I videotaped myself 6 months ago when I took my 1.5 years follow-up examination. I did the same way. After the examination and I heard the results from the doctor, And I went back to the parking lot, and I got into the car, and I took out my iPhone, and I put it in front of me, and I started videotaping myself, and I kept talking about 30 minutes, even longer than I did yesterday. But it took 2 months for me to upload the video. To be more exact, I didn't feel like editing the video for 2 months. So by the time I uploaded it, it was not fresh because it was showing something that happened 2 months before, right? But for documentaries, how fresh it is the key, right? So that is why I didn't edit much. I didn't spend time to choose the right music to the video. I didn't even put a lot of subtitles, like I always do, because I really wanted to make it fresh, and I really wanted to upload it as soon as possible. And by the time it was uploaded on YouTube, it took only 2 hours or so since I had videotaped myself. It was the quickest video, I guess, to be uploaded after being videotaped. And in the video, I wasn't looking very good. I didn't like it very much, but I didn't care because that's who I am, right? That's who I am. And I was talking about 6 months ago, right? I was talking about what I did 6 months ago, right? At the time, it took me 2 months before I started editing the video. That was mainly because I was fed up with looking at myself, looking at my face. I looked older than I thought I would be in my video. And I didn't like how the way I talked. I didn't like the way I looked in the video. I hated myself. So that is why I felt reluctant to start editing the video to begin with. But this time, I accepted everything. I understood that how I looked and how I spoke. It doesn't mean that I liked it. No, but it's not that I didn't like it very much either, because that's who I am. That's how I'm doing. And if I hate myself, things would be much more difficult for me to do, right? So I accepted it as it is, as they are. And so that's why I didn't care how bad I might be looking in the video, because I'm almost in my 60s now. And it's natural, right? It's natural. And I understand that there are some people who don't like me. It's natural either. It's natural too. Okay, there are some people who have a good impression about me, and I'm happy about it. But there are others who don't, right? Yeah, it's natural, and I can't help. There's nothing I can do about this. So then, I just let it go, let it be, and yeah, I'm okay because I am okay. In a very, I'm not too proud of myself. I think I should be more proud of myself, and I'm now more proud of myself. But I'm not too proud, of course. I'm humble. We should be humble, right? But I don't care much about myself now as much as I used to. Because of some YouTube videos I binge watched or binge listened to for the last several days back to back. Somehow, because thanks to the person's videos, he made me believe that it's okay for me to believe in myself, even though I don't have any proper reason. Okay, but it's okay to believe in myself, and everything starts from there. It's not good for you to have a bad image of yourself, because talking to yourself, your self-talk is very important, right? If you keep telling yourself that you are not good, you are not good enough, you are still not enough, it's like you are hypnotized yourself, right? It's not good. So you'd better talk to yourself something really good about yourself. You should keep talking to yourself something good about yourself, something positive, right? So that's what I learned from him, and I really appreciate that. And anyway, it's still cloudy, and I think it's going to be sunny later in the day today, but I should walk my dogs as soon as possible. This is our routine, and since the weather is quite hot these days, the temperature is quite hot, even though we are in the middle of the rainy season and we have more rainy days, but still temperature is quite high. And when it's sunny, the temperature tends to get outrageous very quickly, and we should work early in the morning when the temperature is still pretty low. And so that's why I should go now, but I'll be back later today when I take my dogs to the trimming salon to have our dog's teeth brushed as usual. I go there 2 or 3 times a week, and so I forgot to tell you this, but I was about to tell you, and I talked about this, but I didn't finish it. But they gave me a special offer only to us. I mean, we are the first customer for them when it comes to their subscription, their new service, subscription for brushing the dog's teeth. Since I started taking them to brush, to have their teeth brushed very often, like at least every 3 days or so, because I can't do it myself. I'm not a very good dog owner, and we didn't used to brushing our dog's teeth when I was small, and this is kind of new. I mean, nowadays they they I don't know. You often hear that dogs' teeth should be brushed for their health, because with dirty teeth with plaque on them, they might come down with some diseases related to heart disease, Alzheimer's, and so it's very important to keep your dog's teeth very clean and healthy. This just shows that pets are becoming more and more of our family, part of our family, more and more. They are not just like house pets anymore. They are family members to us, right? So that's why we should take good care of our dogs and cats and whatever, our pets, companions. We used to keep dogs outside, right? Leashed. And we never get our dogs inside our house, right? This shows that how differently we treat our dogs back then and now. And we have we pay more attention to our pets' health, and we have more animal hospitals in our city, in our region, in our neighborhoods, right? It just shows that how good we treat our pets nowadays. And it's a big business also, right? So that is why that is part of the reason why trimming salons are now starting to give us new services like brushing the dog's teeth, and they also have many dog foods which are very organic and healthy and very expensive also. And I feel like as if they were forcing us to meet the standard. Okay, we have now a pretty high standard for a dog's health and pet's health, right? And if we are meeting such high standard, we tend to feel as if we were not doing something necessary, something right? It's a big business after all, but it's totally reasonable for us to brush our dog's teeth because it's very important anyway. And the dogs used to eat lots of animals raw. They hunt other animals, and they had to tear their skins, right? And when they would tear other animals' fur, skin, it's like they were brushing their teeth with those furs and skin. So that is why they didn't need to brush their teeth, because they are natural, right? I mean, they are salvaje. It's Spanish, and the first word I had in my mind was this Spanish word, but it's wild, right? Wildlife. They are in natural situation, right? They never had any toothbrushes or toothpaste, right? They never brushed their teeth in natural environment, right? And I always wonder how they did it in the first place without any brushes or any toothpaste or something like that, or someone to help them brush their teeth. They had nothing, right? But still, they survived, right? But they lived they didn't live as long as today's animals, today's house pets, dogs and cats do, right? That might be because they might have had some gum problems because of plaque, since they never brushed their teeth themselves, right? Their lifespan was much shorter than that of today's dogs, right? I think, anyway, it's very important to clean our dog's teeth. So that is why I take them 2 or 3 times at least a day. Doing it every day is best, and like humans do. But I cannot afford to take them there to have their teeth brushed every day, because it costs 1,000 yen a dog one time. So it would take more expensive than 60,000 yen for 2 dogs. So that is why their new service came in, and they offered me to pay a certain amount of money for a monthly pay, and I can get 13 times worth of I don't know how to say this, but right or something. And that was a very good offer for me. And they decided to make their service 12 times, not 13 times. But since I was their first customer, they decided to give me one more time. 13 times. And that was only me. And this is not something that I shouldn't tell people. I forgot how I started this sentence, so let me say it again. Probably I shouldn't tell people about this because I'm the only one. They gave such offer to. Okay, anyway, I don't think anyone related to the trimming salon is listening to my recording. I don't think so. So I think it's okay. Okay, now it's time for me to walk my dogs, and it's cloudy still outside, and it was raining until a little bit before, so the ground is still wet and muddy, depending on the place though, but we should be careful. And okay, thank you for listening, and I'll be back tomorrow again. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.